Today we're going over the review of the Rogue deep dish plates. These are really popular metal plates from Rogue, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts, my opinions. I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, and at the end of the video I'm going to let you know whether they suck or if they're worth picking up if you're on the market for some metal plates. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jordan. I post weekly fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life, and I freaking love gym equipment, so I'm constantly putting out gym equipment reviews to let you know what's good and what's not good. I'm currently doing a series right now, so I'm training for my wedding this year, and my goal is to get in the best shape of my life. I'm training to get down to 8% body fats, and I'm documenting the whole process, putting out weekly content to help you get in the best shape of your life. So if you're interested in content like that, make sure that you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the content that I'm posting weekly. Also, before we hop into the review, I made my full program that I'm currently doing myself to get the best shape of my life available to you. So if you're interested in that and you're ready to take your fitness to the next level, I'll leave the link to my program down in the comments below. Make sure you go check that out after you're done watching this video. All right, so this is the Rogue deep dish plates. We're going to kind of go over the overviews of the plate first, give you the gear specs and some information about it. So this is a 100-pound plate that I have here. The deep dish design is pretty cool. I've even seen, if you've ever seen Coop from Garage Gyms, he made a cornbread in one of these. Pretty funny video if you've never seen that. But these plates are very popular metal plate from Rogue. They offer them in 25s, 35s, 45s, and even 100 pounds in the deep dish. I like that they offer the up to 100-pound plates. It just allows you to fit more weight on the bar, especially if you're used to using rubber bumper plates. Now that's something that I ran into a couple weeks ago where I was maxed out on deadlifts and I was only able to fit 545 pounds on the bar with bumper plates. So that's where I ordered some deep dish plates so that can fit more weight on the bar. Gear specs. So as far as the plate width for these plates, the 100-pound plate is just under 3 inches, so it's 2.95 inches. The 45-pound plate is 1.97 inches. The 25 and the 35 are both 1.35 inches. And then the 10-pound and the 5-pound plates are less than an inch. So that just allows you to add more weight on the bar, especially, like I said, if you're used to using rubber bumper plates. They're great, they're very durable, but you can't fit as much weight on the bar, and that's a limiting factor if you're doing heavier deadlifts or heavier squats, and you're able to fit over 500 pounds on the bar. That's something that can limit you in your training. So that's why I picked these up, 100 pounds. They are beasts to handle. This is a big beefy plate, but like I said, we're gonna go through the full review of it. We'll start with the pros first. I think overall the design of these plates is really a great pro for this plate. I love the deep dish style. It's kind of that old classic bodybuilding plate. It just has a good look to it. Also, the finish on this plate is very good. So it has a good solid texture grip on the inside, good solid finish. On the outside, it has a very matte black finish on the outside of the plate. So it looks really good, and that's the biggest pro that I would say on these plates, is that they just really look aesthetically pleasing, and they're very good looking plates. Another huge pro of these plates being that they're metal plates. They're going to be more dense, and they're not going to be as thick as bumper plates. So that's kind of what I talked about just a second ago. Bumper plates are great. You see in a lot of CrossFit boxes and a lot of gyms. They're very durable. You can drop them overhead, but the problem is they're a little bit thicker. They're not as dense. So as you start to do your compound movements and you start to do big powerlifting movements like deadlifts and squats, it's harder to get a ton of weight on the bar, especially if you're lifting over 500 pounds. So that's where metal plates are really a big advantage, and that's a huge pro. And I'll show you the side profile of these plates. They're just a lot smaller in diameter. So I have some Rogue Mil-Spec Echo bumper plates, and these 100-pound Rogue metal deep dish plates are actually just about the same thickness as a 45-pound plate. So essentially, if I had a bunch of these 100-pound plates, I'd be able to fit way more weight on the bar, and that just allows you to lift heavier and still overload, especially if you're lifting over 500 pounds. Another pro of these plates is, like I talked about just a second ago, the finish is very good, and they're going to be very durable plates. You're going to be able to use these plates for a lot of different things. Now, obviously, I would not use these plates for any sort of Olympic lifts, anything where you're dropping the bar overhead. Do not use these metal plates for that. You're going to typically use these for more of your strength training exercises, more of your compound movements, some more of your powerlifting movements like benching, squatting, deadlifting, even overhead pressing, doing rows, all sorts of barbell exercises like that are really going to work. But these plates are definitely not designed to drop overhead. So if you're doing that, make sure you're using rubber bumper plates for that. The collar opening on the middle of the plate is 50 millimeters, so it fits nice and snug on the bar. If you have more of a Cerakote finish or a matte black finish, it doesn't fit super tight on that bar to where it's going to scrape up your bar, but it fits securely where there's not a ton of wiggle room once you get that bar in, which is a nice thing. Just kind of takes some slack out of the bar and the weight. And overall, these are just really good plates. It's a good option to have different weights of plates and even being able to order up to 100-pound plates, especially if you're super strong. That's something where you could add a bunch of weight to the bar. You're going to be able to add 25s, 35s, 45s, and even 100-pound plates if you need to, if you're that strong. So next, let's talk about the con and kind of go over whether I think these suck or not. So one con that we could talk about, and I talked about this just a second ago, is they are very durable, but I would say that they're super functional in the aspect that we could use them for any exercise. What I mean by that is these plates are not meant to be dropped overhead. So if you're doing Olympic lifts or if you're doing any sort of CrossFit training and you're dropping the bar from overhead, this is not the plate to do that. It would probably last up and it would probably be able to take the hit, but depending on what kind of ground and flooring you have, either your foundation is going to take a hit or eventually the plate is going to crack, it's going to chip, you're going to see some breakdown of the plate. So I would say that you can use them for as many exercises as a bumper plate. So that's one con that I can think of. That's if you're looking to buy certain plates for every single exercise out there, whether you're powerlifting and you're doing bench, squat, deadlift, if you're doing accessory movements, and you're also doing some Olympic weightlifting and CrossFit style movements where you're dropping the bar over the head, these are not an all-encompassing plate, and there are some exercises where you can't use these for. Another con of these plates, and this is something that's not huge, but I just want to point it out so that you're aware of it. So I ordered these plates just by themselves, paid for shipping through ground shipping, came through UPS. Now, these are really heavy plates. They're 100-pound plates. But when they came, they did come with some minor scuffs on them. And I don't think that that's Rogue's fault. I don't think that that's their fault for boxing it poorly. They're boxed just the same way that any plate that you buy from Rogue is going to come through. They have good cardboard. They have some wrapping around it. I think that's just because it's coming through standard ground shipping. It's being handled a lot and it's being shuffled around on a truck. And those guys are working day in, day out, working with a bunch of packages. They're trying to work fast. And there are just some minor scuffs on the plate. It's nothing that's going to change the functionality of the plate or the durability long term. But if that's something that's going to bother you, what I would do is I would order over $5,000 in equipment, and Rogue is going to ship those through freight, which is probably going to be better because it's going to come on a pallet, and it's going to be a lot less likely that there's more scuffs and dents and just chipping in your plates. Another con of these plates is that, especially when you get to the 100-pound plate, they can just be kind of difficult to handle, but if you're strong and if you're strong enough to be using 100-pound plates, more than likely you're going to be fine to be able to get this on the bar, get it off the bar, and really manage these plates. They have a good solid grip on the outside. It's a nice coating where it's not super slick. You get a good grip on the side of the plate. So I don't think that's a huge problem. So before we talk about if I would recommend these plates, let's talk about the price. So these plates, and we'll talk about the 45-pound plates, for a pair of these, it's going to cost you $180. So that's right around that $2 per pound of plates, which for standard weight plates and for standard metal plates is pretty middle of the road. It's pretty typical that you're going to pay at least $2. The kicker here is if you're buying less than $5,000 from Rogue, you're going to have to pay for shipping. So in order to ship these to Nebraska, it costs $125 additional dollars for 200 pounds of weight plates. So that's something where you need to ask yourself, if you're going to buy a bunch of weight plates, and this is kind of what I just recommend in general, is I would buy $5,000 in equipment and wait to buy all of your equipment so that you can get up over that $5,000 mark so that you can get free shipping, and it's going to be delivered through freight. They're going to put all the weights and all the equipment that you order on a pallet, and the likelihood of it getting dented and chipped and all the sorts of things is going to be a lot less. So like I said, right around that $2 per pound is pretty standard. You just have to factor in taxes and shipping. So that's something you have to ask yourself, that if you're buying over $5,000 worth of equipment, that's perfect. So you'll get free freight shipping. But if you're buying less, you need to factor in that shipping cost depending on where you live to see if it's going to be worth it for you. In comparison to other plates, that $2 per pound is pretty standard, pretty middle of the road. And in order to get a plate like this quality, I think that's a great price. And if you ask me if these plates are worth it, here's what I have to say. If you're in the market to buy some metal plates and you are strong enough to where you can't buy a bunch of rubber bumper plates, You have to lift more than 500, 600 pounds on certain exercises. I think these are great plates to look at, and I would definitely recommend these. Now, if you want a plate that is one size fits all, that you can do every single exercises, including powerlifting movements like bench, squat, deadlift, doing things like accessory exercises, using these on Olympic weightlifting movements, I think that rubber bumper plates or competition style plates are going to be better suited because you can literally do any other exercise with it. You're going to pay a little bit more in price, but you're going to be able to do more exercises with it, especially if you're doing a lot of different types of training. But if you're just going to be benching, squatting, deadlifting, using these for accessory movements, and you're not going to be dropping the bar from overhead, I think these are a great option. They're great quality. They have a really good finish on them. They're going to be very durable. They just look great, and they're very aesthetically pleasing, and I would highly recommend these plates. So that's up to you. You have to ask yourself, what style of training are you going to be doing? What are you going to be using this for? Do you have to have more than 500, 600 pounds on plate where you can't use rubber bumper plates for deadlifts and squats? And if your answer is, I'm just going to be using these for powerlifting and I'm strong as hell and I need more than 600 pounds on the bar, then these are a great option and I would highly recommend these. So if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. And like I said, if you're interested in getting the best shape of your life, interested in gym equipment reviews, and really following along for my full process to get the best shape of my life for my wedding this year, make sure that you smash the subscribe button. I'm posting weekly fitness content on gym equipment reviews and also fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss out on any of the content that I'm posting weekly. Also, like I said, if you're ready for some guaranteed results, you're ready to stop guessing in the gym, you're ready to figure out what cardio, what exercise, how to calculate your macros, go down to the comment section. I left my 8-week shred program. It's the exact same program that I'm currently doing myself to get in the best shape of my life for my wedding. So you can follow along with me. Like I said, to link that is down in the comments below. I'll leave some of my other reviews that I've done on gym equipment down in the description below. I'll leave those links to those videos. I'm gonna leave a workout video for you to go watch your next. Make sure to go check that one out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.